Curt from Craft Closet here with another installment of Curt's Corner, answering your laser cutting questions and helping make you a laser expert. I'm going to ask a question here. Does acrylic need to be masked when laser cutting? Stay tuned to find out. The answer will make your life easier. All of our acrylic comes with paper masking, except for the mirror, which has a clear plastic masking. This is applied by the manufacturer to protect the sheets from scratching during shipping. It also protects the acrylic when we cut it down to size and when we ship it to you. The masking keeps the acrylic in pristine condition until you use it. So when do you remove the masking? Before or after cutting? Question 1. Why leave it on? That all has to do with scorching or burning the edges by the laser. Lasers cut by basically burning through the material. Scorching around the edges is a real problem with wood. In fact, we did a video on cleaning the scorch marks off of wood if you do not mask it. Is scorching a problem with acrylic? The short answer is no, if you take certain steps, which we'll explain. Question 2. Why bother taking the masking off before cutting? I can think of two main reasons. First is the overall pain in the neck factor of weeding the masking off of multiple small pieces after cutting. It's way easier to simply remove the masking from one big sheet right at the beginning. Second, if the masking is not tightly adhered and raises up, it can catch fire and create a fire hazard. So loose masking definitely needs to be removed before cutting. So let's look at a comparison of wood versus acrylic. As you can see, the wood now needs to be cleaned. If you refer to our previous video about cleaning, you'll see that white vinegar takes the dark marks off quite well, or a simple sanding does well too. But notice, even on this gloss yellow acrylic, there are not burn marks on the top surface. But let's look at the bottom face. See the pattern of the burn marks and the little bit of indentation? We did this at an even slower speed to accentuate it a little bit more, but even a small amount of indentation isn't acceptable when you're doing a jewelry or something with very fine detail. These correspond to the honeycomb pattern of the crumb tray. The laser hits the metal honeycomb, heats up the tray itself, and that heat transfer is what causes the discoloration and little bits of pitting. So on the top side, no big deal. But look at the bottom side. There is a bit of a problem. You won't notice this all the time, but if you're doing real fine detail and some light colored acrylics, you may find a problem. Of course, one solution would be to remove the masking from the top, but not the bottom. But of course, then we still have the weeding headache. Here are a couple of super simple hacks allowing you to remove the masking from the bottom and prevent any kind of burning. Number 1, raise the material off the tray. There are several ways to do this. One is to simply use screws like this. They're the right size to fit in the honeycomb and act as a small riser. Just put 4 or 6 of them around the edges. It's important though that you change the focus height. Number 2, rather than using screws to raise the material, simply lay the acrylic on top of a used piece of other material, like MDF or other acrylic. This is something I'd be throwing away anyways, but it raises the acrylic off of the honeycomb. It doesn't matter if the laser hits the lower piece or if there's a void underneath. We are basically just keeping it off of the metal tray. 3, apply a light coat of dish soap to the back and lay it directly on the tray. The dish soap prevents the burning. 4, lay the material on a wet paper towel. I described 4 methods here, and here are the results. All look great, don't they? So my original question was, does acrylic need to be masked when laser cutting? The answer is definitely no, as long as you take one of these simple measures. Save yourself the headache of weeding the masking off of multiple small pieces. That's it for this week. Remember to like, subscribe, and of course ring that bell. Curt here wishing you an awesome crafting day.